And welcome everybody here in Twitch chats and everybody on YouTube as well for some Selesnya Adventure. Today we're going to be playing some Mythic ranked with 3 decks that I think can do well against the Oko decks. We know that right now Oko is the just like the main card in Standard what you're trying to beat. Really the shell of Gilded Goose, Oko, Nissa, and Krasis. Hydro Krasis, that is. That's really the shell they were trying to beat in Standard. And so I'm going with 3 decks that I think can do well. So first we got Selesnya Adventure for going underneath it, where we're going to be trying to go wide. I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit. And then we have Sultai Midrange, which is an Oko deck. So, like basically what's like a mirror beating Oko deck. And I think that going Sultai, where you get Golgari Queen, Noxious Grasp, good black removal spells. So we're going to try that. And then we're going to try Azorius Control, where, try just a control deck against Oko. I'm not sure if I really like Azorius or Esper more, honestly. So we're going to try Azorius today. We'll try Esper on Sunday. But we'll talk about those for that video. So I hope y'all check them out if you're watching those over on YouTube. Okay. But besides that, talking about Selesnya Adventure here. For Halloween, I have a Halloween tie, so I'm going to be wearing a Halloween tie. Then, anyway, the reason why I think this could be a good choice for an aggro deck against Oko is because this deck can go really wide. Trying to have just a couple of threats that do a lot of damage against Oko isn't where you want to be, because Oko can just turn those things into 3/3s. So you don't really want to play cards like Rotting Regisaur, for example, there, or even a card like Torbrand. Even though I guess if you have a bunch of other stuff in play first, but you don't really want like your singular threats that are going to be doing a lot of damage, because Oko turns them into 3/3s. And then also if you're just trying to do small amounts of damage at a time and try to win a long game with small amounts of damage, that doesn't really work against Oko either, because of the food tokens. Oko can make food tokens gain 3 life a turn. Makes that plan pretty tough. So you need to do big chunks of damage, and also you don't want like singular threats. So that means that we need to go wide. So that's what we're going to be trying to do. We're going to be trying to go wide. Oko doesn't really play sweepers, and so that's our plan here. So we have 15 1-drops creature wise. So we're going to try to play a lot of 1-drops. We have a couple of 2-drops, but with all, I guess really it's kind of like having 19. If you count the Lovestruck Beast, they could make a 1-mana 1/1. So we have just so many 1-drops that we're trying to be able to go like turn 1 1-drop, turn 2 double 1-drop, kind of thing. And then we have Venerated Luxodon, which makes those 1-drops bigger, puts a whole lot of power on the battlefield whenever you convoke it by adding the +1/+1 counters to all your creatures, plus adding a 4/4. And then our main mythic that we got here is March of the Multitudes. If we're going wide, playing a bunch of 1/1s, then we can convoke them and use our mana to put out more 1/1s. The first march isn't always devastating, but it's usually like whenever you march into another march that really pulls you ahead. So that's like our game plan, going wide with our convoke spells. March, Tribunal for removal, but March and Luxodon convoking everything there. We have the Flourish as well. We got 4 Flower Flourish, so we do have the standard Splinter Twin combo. If y'all played during Splinter Twin days, this is standard Splinter Twin with your opponent thinking that they're safe, but you just go end step March of the Multitudes for a bunch, untap, cast Flourish, and your opponent just dies on the spot. It's just Deceiver Etcharch into Splinter Twin. That's all it is there. All right, so this specific 75 has showed up twice on recent 5.0 Magic Online Decklist, so I thought that I should probably just play it as is. One thing that I kind of wanted to do was take out one of these Shepherd of the Flocks for one copy of Amara, because I do really like Amara whenever you're convoking a lot, especially if you're trying to do multiple marches. I think that those extra creatures are pretty valuable. But I can't really argue with success, so we're going to be playing 3 of these Shepherd of the Flocks instead of 2 and 1. So yeah, all right, let's go ahead and play some games. We'll see if we get paired against an Oko deck, and if so, we'll see how it goes. So we'll go over to ranked with Selesnya Adventure. Yeah. Yep, Return of the Wild speaker just grows your non-humans +3/+3, so it doesn't work because you make humans with March of the Multitudes. Yeah. Very nice, Velshada. There we go. You think Bond of Flourishing could be used instead of Once Upon a Time? Yeah. Yeah, you could use that instead of Once Upon a Time. I honestly, yeah, if you don't have the rare wild cards, you need to fill in 2 slots. Honestly, I would recommend just playing a 21st land, and for that 21st land, I would play a white castle. If you have that land, but if not, just playing a 21st land. That's what I would play over one of the 2 slots. And then yeah, probably then yeah, you could probably go Bond of Flourishing over the other one, or yeah, that's probably the card to play over the other one. Oh, March makes soldiers? Oh, so then it would work. Just okay. So Innkeeper is a human, and Lovestruck Beast makes a human. There's not too many humans. All right, forest. You are a forest. You're a forest that cost me 2 life to play. So it looks like we have an Oko deck right away. So the fact that they don't have a turn 3 play means probably Wicked Wolf. Like, I could go Innkeeper, Giant Killer, and draw a card. I think that's my best play, even though that it probably means they have Wicked Wolf, but really my only other option is just Once Upon a Time and hold on to the Giant Killer for later. R means that we're playing the deck over in ranked. Let's hope no Wicked Wolf. And we found our forest. Back-to-back draw steps with forest there. Even if nothing dies, I won't be able to go Beast plus Luxodon, unfortunately. Yeah, Brawl was pretty fun. Yeah, we had fun playing Brawl. Oh, so there's Sultai.
Don't flatter yourself.
Well, I'm definitely attacking the Vraska for 1. So I guess that just means I should just play Lovestruck Beast. I definitely considered, Giant Killer, like tapping down like the Gilded Goose. But, if we're attacking for 1, we don't get to Luxodon. Because we need to attack for 1. Yeah, so we traded Innkeeper for Vraska, plus we drew a card.
Revel with your king.
We would like to draw
and free.
March of the Multitudes.
Let's broaden your existence.
tapping the 3/3 so that they have to trade. You know, we at least get Gilded Goose off the battlefield. You know, so like if they want to keep Oko around, Goose is gone.
I'll think up a fun fate for you.
But I'm not sure if I'm just supposed to get the other giant killer in play right away or cast Once Upon a Time. Kind of want the other giant killer in play so we can have double tap effect. Is there a deck that's shaping the metagame around itself at the moment? Yes. Basically, Oko decks. This version is Sultai that my opponent is playing right now. But you mostly see Simic and Bant. Well, the thing is Wicked Wolf... That's interesting. It's interesting.
It's not poison. Trust me. This is my cue to exit.
Alright, so I probably shouldn't Venerate Luxit on the 1/1. Because then Lovestruck Beast can't attack anymore. Maybe I should, though. No, probably shouldn't. I think I'm just going to cast Once Upon a Time here. Yeah, finding another 1/1 isn't too difficult. I'd rather be able to find something better, but, I mean, if it's... Okay. Wow. Just scooped it up. So what would be the game plan against Oko? Glass Casket does a good job of getting rid of Krasis, but we already have a Giant Killer for that. Like, I'm honestly not sure if we need any of these cards, to be honest. Like, I kind of feel like we want to just stay with our main deck. They are playing Sultai. So that means black removal. So that means I could, like, maybe Veil of Summer is where I want to be. Veil of Summer would probably come in over one Shepherd and one Flaxen Intruder. Those are the weakest cards in my deck. Especially, well, really Flaxen Intruder is probably the weakest card in the deck with them not playing any. I guess they have food. We're not going to want to sacrifice the Intruder for that. Alright, so we'll play Veil over 2 Intruder. Alright, let's do that. Oh, I'm sorry, Layrit. You think my opponent's going to play Masker Girl? That would probably be a bummer. Yeah, I got that art just from the store. I don't know, there was like some of those card styles in the store. I think they were just with gold also. That's how I got that card style. Just from yesterday. Alright, so my plan is turn 1, Lovestruck Beast. Turn 2, Innkeeper plus something, so we get to draw a card with Innkeeper right away. I guess it's better to play the Giant Killer, because we may need Fairy Godmother to give the Lovestruck Beast flying again. Yeah, Field of the Dead banned. And yep, we're playing some anti-Yoko decks. Hey, Blade. That deck's gonna... Kali and Friends, and... That deck's gonna be a little too slow for a Pioneer. What I'm expecting. Like... First, you should just have 4 Thoughtseize in your deck. You shouldn't play Doomblade. Okay, anyway. It's unfortunate they keep killing my Edgewall Innkeepers immediately. There's a lot better removal than Doomblade. All the fight stuff. So I'm probably casting the flower the next turn. If we don't draw a land and we don't have a land drop, I'm just going to play the flower, which will, keep us at 4 mana. Basically makes the flower a tap land.
I will invert the world to watch kings grovel and worms one bite, and all your cares are gone.
Okay, but we did draw land. This is annoying. We need to keep 1/1s available. I guess I have to attack Oko for 1, so they can't just steal my Giant Killer.
You're a tricksy one.
I'm only leaving, I guess, yeah, we're just, okay, so I'm leaving 2 1/1s. Okay, good. What's a better removal spell than Doomblade? You do have Masker Girl. Person that called Masker Girl, you got it right. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I guarantee you there's better ones. I don't know. Dreadbore is a sorcery, but a lot better.
Oh dear.
No, the wolf doesn't get saved. Wolf doesn't get saved by a food token. Need another fairy guide mother. Good job, Jokers. Way to go. Good job. Do you think you can match the Kaikar deck with the Jeskai Walkers? I don't think that those two decks match too well together. I think those are just separate decks. What are they doing to the Lovestruck Beast here? Fighting with like a Wicked Wolf? This could be like a fight with like a wolf or a Voracious Hydra. So Masker Girl, that's obviously just a really big problem. Usually Oko decks don't have sweepers. Masker Girl's a sweeper. My whole plan is going wide with March of the Multitudes. We haven't seen March of the Multitudes at all yet. But that's, you know, still my plan. I mean, it's not my plan this game. Like, this game we're going to lose, but that's my plan for game 3.
Gaze into my face and put on your true shape.
If I had 1 more mana, I could Flourish, make this a 7/7, and then play Innkeeper. Harmonious Archon in this deck? Is there a question? Yeah, what about Harmonious Archon? Yeah, basically I don't want a 6 mana card. I'd rather play Tristani that costs 5, but I don't think you really want 5 and 6 mana cards, honestly. Alright, so Veil of Summer is not so great whenever, you know, like the removal they used there that game was just like Voracious Hydra, Wicked Wolf. Not really cards that make Veil of Summer too intriguing. Could just go back and play the Flaxen Intruders again. I can't really stop Masker Girl though. You know, like Devout Decree doesn't stop. So like, if they draw Masker Girl, that's probably game over for me. Honestly, that's our deck just dies to sweepers. I'm going to play 1 Intruder back. We're not winning this matchup by playing a whole bunch of Glass Caskets and Questing Beasts. That just turns us into a much worse mid-range deck than what my opponent's playing. That's not a way to win this matchup. It's hard to mulligan good mana. Once Upon a Time kind of messes with your mulligan decisions because you really don't know what it is. Well, at least we're putting 4 cards I don't want to draw down at the bottom of the library, so that's good. That was a pretty good Once Upon a Time. We put basically 4 lands down at the bottom. Yeah, it is possible that we could... I guess it's possible we could stop a Massacre Girl with a Fairy Guide Mother. Our deck has 20 lands. It sure seemed like a whole lot more. Like we have 20, like 2-0. So there's three of them down at the bottom. Then 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7. So there's only 13 other lands. Yeah, not Guide Mother. Sorry, Shepherd. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Shepherd. If there's just if there's just one on the battlefield, like a Shepherd could stop Massacre Girl, but that's just... It's not likely to happen, but I guess that could happen. We haven't seen our Haymaker in any of these games of March of the Multitudes. Opponents had a pretty good hand. Yeah, they've had a pretty good hand. I think we need to make sure Innkeeper gets to actually draw cards. I don't think we just play out Innkeeper, let them kill it. Hey, Vanner. Guess I could march. Let's just march for 4. I really should save Tribunal for a Planeswalker. Does make me want to play Innkeeper with having March, though. It does make me want to play Innkeeper. Really got a wolf. Massacre Girl's already opened up because they have Paradise Druid. Like if they play Massacre Girl, it wipes the board. It doesn't matter if I play Innkeeper or not. It's a really good quality hand for our opponent. That's good against Conclave Tribunal. If they tap out, I can actually Tribunal, you know, Krasis or a Hydra. But if they don't tap out, they keep the 1 mana up. They could just blow it up with Brontodon. Kind of hoping we just draw into another... Hoping we draw into another March here. Do I want to bounce the Venerate Luxodon? I think so. The big thing I'm worried about is my opponent attacking out. I got 3 blockers. This would be a great time to draw a Flower Flourish. I have to block Wicked Wolf if they attack with it, because it's lethal. Cool, there you go. Yeah, Fatal Push, Dreadbore. Yeah, those are better cards than 2 Blades. Well, that's maybe Orm's Champ, maybe one of these 3 decks. So we're playing Selesnya, Sultai, and Azorius. I'm not sure if Azorius or Esper is a better control deck, but that's what we're playing, is decks that should do pretty well against all of the Okos running around right now. Do not play Cavalcade. Cavalcade is very bad against Oko. Do not do that. All right, we'll make the obvious blocks. So they have another Massacre Girl. They drew Massacre Girl. It doesn't matter if I would have turned these things into 1 toughness or not. Well, my theory with this deck is that Oko decks don't have sweepers, but my opponent's playing Massacre Girl, so we die. Man, we would have drawn Flourish. We would have had a Flourish there. Man. How unfortunate is that? I've only seen 1 Innkeeper so far. I don't even want to cast Flower to shuffle, to get a land out of my deck because we know we put a bunch of lands to the bottom with the Once Upon a Time, so I don't want to shuffle. This looks over though.
We will not fail.
Well, even though we lost that, I think our deck played pretty well. Because besides Massacre Girl, I think it looked pretty good besides Massacre Girl. Even like our opponent had a really good hand with so much removal. And we were still in position to win that before the Massacre Girl. Don't think this hand really does anything. So like what? Like we play a Guide Mother. We give it +2/+1 in flying. And then play the new one. And then we pick one of them back up to give the other one +2/+1 in flying. Well, thank you, deck. No, there's 4 March in the main deck. We only drew 1 last match. It's like our main anti-Oko card. We only drew 1 throughout the whole last match. Our deck doesn't mulligan the best. It being a critical mass deck. All right, against basic island, let's try. Usually an island can't kill Edgewall Innkeeper, but I guess they just have Noxious Grasp. Let's game. And obviously, I was just trying to sneak Innkeeper in for a turn and have double Fairy Godmother. I guess everybody else is playing Sultai also. Greedy plays, I guess. I mean, when you're on a mold of 5, you should probably be greedier than whenever, you know, you have 7 cards.
Who's more foolish? The fool or the fool? I think a little merriment is in order. So it's a game you're interested in.
So obviously that Noxious Grasp looks to be game winning for our opponent.
Oh dear.
That Noxious Grasp was such a killer.
You won't see the end coming until it's too late.
One bite, and all your cares are gone.
This game's over.
As long as we win, nothing else matters.
Still can't even kill Loco.
Oh, I was getting bored anyway.
I could see them taking up on their Krasis and making it a 5/5. And if they do that, we get to Giant Killer it.
I invite you to change your ways.
Cool. No, they're not going to errata Oko to make the second ability a minus. Then there'll just be so many cards. Like you can't change like the cardboard. It's already printed. They're not going to do that.
Ooh, I feel so
Yeah,
alive.
they're not going to do any errata thing. Everybody wants to play tons and tons of Noxious Grasps. That's kind of bad for my deck. If they got nothing but lands over there. Nope.
I think a little merriment is in order. Your expectations are exhausting.
Yeah, we finally killed Oko. They're still at 26. But we killed Oko. Main deck Massacre Girl? Why do they have main deck Massacre Girl? It's not any good against other Oko decks. No, Jokers, you can't. What are they doing with the main deck Massacre Girl? Like, they're playing the main deck Noxious Grasps because those are awesome against other Oko decks, so that makes sense. Gosh, I don't know. Gideon dies to Noxious Grasp and everything, but our deck's just so bad against sweepers. Like, Massacre Girl's not even a good card in this metagame. It's just really good against me. Just play Find Finality. Finality is so much better. And so is Find. It's frustrating. So like Gideon and Questing Beast are like cards that are individually powerful cards. They don't contribute too much to our overall game plan, but they're individually powerful cards. No. Questing Beast is not a card that's very good against Oko. It doesn't kill Oko. Oko turns it into a 3/3. And we spent 4 mana on a 3/3. I like having double march. I like 3 lands. We don't have anything early. I basically don't really like the Luxodon in here. Alright, we'll put back a giant killer and hopefully find this card. Alright, don't think they're going to have a 1-mana removal spell for it. Before they disfigure this. Yeah, his plane's from Throne of Eldraine. Diva Sandy is kind of rough against a Boreal Grazer. And again, Oko, you know, playing a 3-mana creature with no ETB effect whatsoever is just not really a great spot against Oko, because again, you play a Grazer, they play an Oko and make it an Elk. It's just not a great spot to be. So I wanted to make sure that we could save Innkeeper. I thought it was too important for us to try to save it. So obviously I cannot stop Masker Girl. I think I'm just going to pass from here. Have Giant Killer available. The Masker Girl, you know, we can pick up at Edgewall Innkeeper. My opponent has been playing just tons and tons of basics. And we saw like multiple swamps. You know, like 3 forests or so last game. I shouldn't have played that forest. We have 20 lands in the deck. We have hit all of our land drops very easily all these games. 7 out of our 20 lands already. We are March of the Multitudes. It still hurts quite a bit because we just have so many lands. Hopefully draw adventure creatures. Adventure creatures. Oh my gosh. Gotta be kidding me. That was just a nightmare of a turn. Draw a land, draw 2 lands. Land for turn, land off Shepherd. Yeah, 4 out of the 5 games we've played so far, opponents have played Massacre Girl. 4 out of 5 games. Okay. There we go. That's good. That's very good. Seven power in play right now. Basically, do I need to hold back or can I attack? Cool. Why so many lands? Hey Gustavo, I'm doing good. If I had one more white source, I would be able to. I would have bounced and then replayed one more time and had like an extra bounce up, but we only have one more white source, so like, you know, we only had like the 2 white sources. All right, so what are we gonna do about this Oko?
Surely you must be famished.
Obviously, if that's instant speed removal, I'm in a whole lot of trouble. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Okay. Speaking of instant speed removal.
not fair.
That is pretty nice that Fairy Guide Mother is just target creature gets +2/+1 in flying, and it's not like necessarily just your creatures. It's not target creature you control, so you can target your opponent's creature with that to pump it up and then use Giant Killer to destroy it. So that is pretty nice. Why would my opponent not attack there? Makes no sense. I have a Giant Killer that can just tap their blocker and everything too. So they're at 9, but they have the food token to be able to put themselves, be able to go up to 12. But now they attack? They didn't attack last turn? I hope they don't have a lightning bolt. So what do they got? So yeah, I guess Krasis could have blocked something. Yeah, curved out with 9 lands and had a couple more. We have 20 in here. That's not very many. The 4 flowers are kind of make it 24 lands, but we drew 0 flowers that last game. So yeah, I don't really want to play Questing Beast or Gideon in it against an opponent that's just filling their deck with Noxious Grasps. Sure looks like my opponent has 4 Grasp. Yeah. Innkeeper let us beat a sweeper. So we finally beat a sweeper. Hey, Oketra's just expensive. This deck's not really wanting to play 4, 5, 6 mana cards. Yeah, Flower is one of those half cards that they don't have cosmetics for any of the cards like Flower are. I don't know about the double march early. Yeah, the Veil of Summer. You know, we got to try to save Innkeeper and have the Veil of Summer to protect it. That was huge. Let's go Guide Mother. Well, looks like this time we won't find our lands now. Complain about the lands too much last game. So the deck's like, alright, if you're complaining about lands, we won't give you any. Here's more spells. Hey, Aguanaba. Hey, Noctis Girl. Um. Hmm. Once Upon a Time. That card's really good. Well, right now there's no one toughness things to die to Masker Girl. I would love my opponent to play Masker Girl right now. That would be awesome. I would absolutely love it if they play it right now. Yeah, Luxodon and Lovestruck's a little bit of a non-bow, just a little bit. Not too bad though. I'll attack. I am not putting a 1/1 out there because of Masker Girl, of course. No, Hogs, I haven't. I think that's what we've been playing against, though, from what people in chat have been saying. Hey, Deathsta. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I would really like the bounce card. Like, I play a 1/1 so I can attack with the Beast, and then they play Masker Girl, and then I get to bounce my 1/1. That would be really nice. Our second sub of the day. Thanks, Deathsta. And Aloha Hatred. Yeah, Shepherd of the Flock. How can you calculate efficiently how many lands that you need? I think there's probably articles about that. Yeah, there's probably articles about it, but maybe here in the level 1 course. I'm not sure exactly if that's in there. Yeah, probably like the building a mana base part. I should have used Fairy Godmother here. Maybe not. Maybe just playing it Giant Killer. There you go. Thanks, Devo4. Yeah, my opponent had multiple main deck Noxious Grasp. Yeah, I certainly think my opponent has another Masker Girl if they're just willing to waste one like that. It's got to mean another Masker Girl, and they want me to...
Witness the ties that bind us all. Harness the elements.
They didn't use Gilded Goose there. So I can attack everything at Nissa to make sure Nissa dies if they have removal for Lovestruck Beast, or if they just have like a removal spell. If I go this way and they have Noxious Grasp, they kill the giant killer, and then Nissa's, you know, like more of a problem.
Forgive me.
All right, does not look like it was Noxious Grasp. So was it another Masker Girl? Very good. Glad to hear that, Matthew. Yep, so it was another Masker Girl. They're not making... Kind of weird. They didn't make a food? Okay. They want to get the Paradise Druid in play, I guess. Under pressure. Shepherd's good. Yeah, Giant Killer's been doing work. We have survived 2 Masker Girls. I should probably just attack with the Lovestruck Beast.
Revel with your king.
Shepherd?
Wild
I have to
and
say that the
sovereign
card that I've probably been the
free.
most impressed with has been Shepherd. I'm glad that we're playing all 3 instead of playing 2 and 1 Amara, honestly. Cards better than I was giving it credit for. Like, just bounce, returning stuff. Actually really good against, like, Oko, turning stuff into Elks. 4, 5, 6, 7. How's it gonna be? Interesting.
I see how it is.
Maybe I should be bouncing that with Shepherd there. All right, Jokers. Take care. I'll see you later. See if they have a third Masker Girl. I hope not. I probably should have Shepherd bounced that Giant Killer before, though.
I will protect the virtue of this world.
So my opponent also only has 8 minutes to kill me. Oh, they've been... So we're doing good on time also.
The land fights for us.
There really is a third Masker Girl. It's crazy. I guess my opponent really wants to beat green-white tokens. All right, Selesnya Adventure. Yeah, you're right. I probably should have bounced Conclave Tribunal instead. Yeah, they've had the right answer at the right time. Guess if you expect people to play Selesnya Adventures, then playing Masker Girl makes a lot of sense. Doesn't really make any sense otherwise, but oh well. So we were doing good against 2 Masker Girls, but the third one got us there. mean, Krasis was going to be really good even without Nissa. But yeah, the first Krasis gave my opponent, really, it gave them Masker Girl, Nissa, Noxious Grasp, which was right what they needed. I mean, the Noxious Grasp didn't matter too much. But I guess it gave him another Krasis too, so just having the second one with Masker Girl and Nissa. Like, why do you want Masker Girl in your Nissa deck? Playing Masker Girl in that deck makes no sense, but it's so perfect against me though. But it makes no sense to have that in your main deck of your Nissa deck. But, oh well. So no white mana, nothing to find white mana in this hand. I thought the numbers only went up to 1,200. Honestly, I've never seen over 1,200. I'm going to keep just because this hand can be so good if we just draw, white mana, like having Edgewall Innkeeper and everything. So like we have like all of our white mana, Flower, Flourish, and Once Upon a Time, drawing any of those. This hand has a really high upside though. No, yeah, Karmic, they used to go to 1,200 when they took the top 1,000 people. Forest. Yeah, it's like before it was top 1,000, but then the rankings went to 1,200. But now that they take 1,200, I guess the rankings go higher. Thanks,
Every
Excerpts.
tale about
Yeah, I'll
me
be fine.
is absolute
Thank you.
Nonsense and absolutely true. I think a little merriment is in order.
We gotta get rid of
It's not fair.
gotta get rid of that thing. Okay, so they got 3 cards in hand. We'll Flourish for another white source, for a Plains. And then go Innkeeper Shepherd. Yeah, I agree. Shepherd of the Flock's alternate art card style does look really nice. Teamer. Yeah, they're in the store right now. So either Giant Killer, you know, kill the Spellbreaker and then play Giant Killer. Or I Once Upon a Time for a land and then play Lovestruck Beast. I guess I could play Lovestruck Beast and then make a 1/1. Let's go grab the land. Because we have a lot of card draw here with this Innkeeper and all of these things. Just need the mana to play our stuff.
I will steady your mind, Rowan.
Royal Silence is a problem.
Your heart.
It's a problem.
For the realm.
So we're down to 7. This thing, of course, has hexproof on their turn, so I gotta kill it right now. That march could be pretty important. Hey, Jazabek, what's up? The march course gives us life-linking soldiers. Could be pretty important. Having Giant Killer in play also means that we get to tap, like whatever they want to tick up on, we can tap. But obviously I have to be worried about the Scions ultimating.
Fear is a tool. Use it.
I could block with Lovestruck Beast and double token. And then they kill Lovestruck Beast, but then the 2 tokens kill the Harpooner. So basically, if we do that, we trade Beast for Harpooner, if we make that block. If they have any instant speed removal, though, that's bad for me. I think I want to do that, with me being at 7. It's just kind of risky. Well, this thing has trample also. They, by ticking up, it gives the creature first strike and trample. Hey, Cali Commuter. Thanks for the resub. For an entire year now. All right, so now we can do a lot of damage to this thing, to the Royal Scions.
Should we regroup?
All right, cool. Royal Scions out of here. Giant Killer looking good. We're back up to 10. We got 3 1/1 lifelinkers out there. If they attack with the Wicked Wolf, I'm blocking with the 1/1. All right. Let's draw some cards. Loxodon's good. This gives me 2 mana left to have Giant Killer tap down Questing Beast next turn. Heavy glow. Have to leave some 1/1s. When you play against opponents that don't have sweepers, it makes your life easier. That's for sure. Instead of last match where we saw, 6 Massacre Girls played in the match last match? Yeah, our opponent played 6 Massacre Girls last match.
My sister by my side.
Yeah, incoming Gift of Paradise Massacre Girl. Lantern. No, I would not consider Esper Stacks an Oko counter. I don't really consider Esper Stacks a very good deck. I'm not sure if I want...
You will not block
I'm not sure
our
if
path.
just like regular Esper control would be a better option than Azorius control. We're going to be playing Azorius control today and then Esper control on Sunday. So Glass Casket, maybe, since they're playing like the cheap creatures, like they're being more aggressive. Pelt Collector and Spellbreaker. So maybe Glass Casket, maybe just Decree. Decree gets rid of Royal Scions. That's probably what I want. I probably just want Decree for Royal Scions. We'll play like 2 of those. Get rid of 2 intruders. What? Oh. I want that Temple Garden back. Thank you. Yeah, it's Nissa Oko everywhere. I felt pretty good about this deck beating the normal Nissa Oko decks, but people are playing the two Nissa Oko decks we played against were both playing a bunch of Massacre Girls. And that's the reason why we lost all those. Massacre Girl. They were close, you know, it was still really close. Still close, you know, three game matches both times. They just didn't go our way. You can't log in? I'm not sure. Hey, Starman. Good afternoon. Yeah, that's what I was going to be playing, was Sultai mid-range with Oko for yeah, to beat other Oko decks. Just a Massacre girl living in a Massacre world. Yeah, there must be one of their... Must be one of, like, the login... I don't even know what you'd call them. Servers, I guess. That's not letting people log in or something. So if we Once Upon a Time for white mana, our hand still isn't very good. Right? Like, let's just assume that's a plains. So I'd have like turn 1 Guide Mother, turn 2 I would just play Shepherd, turn 3 if we hit a land drop we just play a Luxodon. We mulligan. This isn't great either. I don't want to go down to 5. Okay. So we're going to get rid of the intruder. We'll cast Flower turn 1 to get a plains. Well, obviously I'm going to Once Upon a Time first. Okay. Yeah, Oko turned the arena login server into an elk. Yeah, it is not cool. Yeah, that's all we've seen so far is just Oko. Ow. Alright, so I'm just going to be casting Lovestruck Beast this next turn. As we try to get a blocker for these Spellbreakers. Question is, do you think the adventure mechanic is good enough to continue to see play as more sets enter Standard? It's a hard question to answer. It is good enough. I mean, like, Edgewall Innkeeper is good enough, you know, like, it's with it only costing 1 mana and everything, but then again, you know, we just don't know what the new sets will bring. You know, like, maybe there's just something, you know, I didn't really expect, like, with how good Risen Reef and Elementals was last set, I did not expect that they would just print a better, you know, like a 1 mana Risen Reef, basically. I would, like, Risen Reef's a little bit better, but it's 3 mana instead of 1 mana. And so, you know, like, so like a 1 mana version of Risen Reef that it deals with just playing 2-for-1s. So, like, I didn't expect that at all. So it's hard to say. But because they're not going to be printing more adventure cards, right? Like, I don't think they're going to have any more. You know, maybe the next core set has some more adventure cards too, because it's a core set. It can have whatever to kind of spice the adventure decks back up, but that's doubtful. It's very doubtful. So kind of what we have with adventure cards is what we're going to have. They haven't really shown playing any removal. Thinking about just playing the Shepherd of the Flock. I think I want to. All right, now these, you know, because I basically just can't die this turn. You know, like, that's why I'm playing the Shepherd, because I just can't really afford to die this turn. I really want another blocker. Because as long as we don't die this turn, we have 2/2 lifelinkers, which are, you know, really difficult to get through. And then, you know, we had another March, but now we have a second March also. So on green, white Ajani in a deck like this, it's basically green, white Ajani is the kind of card that's good whenever you already have a large battlefield presence, but us having a large battlefield presence mean we're probably winning. Games that we're losing, green, white Ajani doesn't help at all, and so I don't think we really want it. We can win games without it. Well, there's their removal. It's unfortunate. Guess my opponent's not attacking. Maybe I can take another turn off and play Beast Luxodon. This makes these marches even better. Yeah, Flame Sweep would be bad. So right now, March would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess they could have like 6 mana Chandra. Could be a thing. They're shocking in there with the Stomping Ground. Does that mean like Hellkite? Question is, Wizard said at one point they wanted to shift the game a bit more towards creatures and less from powerful spells. With so much removal in Standard, do you think that creature decks are viable? Yeah, I mean, the creatures are still very good. So I don't think it's really the removal that's holding creatures back. It's really Oko holding creatures back. It's hard to play creatures that don't have haste or be like an ETB removal spell. It has to have like a good ETB effect or have haste. Kind of thing. Yeah, I thought about blocking with all the life linkers. Sweet. Okay, 1 and 2. Ugh. One and 2. I think we can try this. Wouldn't mind finding Edgewall Innkeeper with Once Upon a Time here. How would I side it in the Selesnya Mirror? Probably not at all. Maybe Glass Casket instead of Flaxen Intruder. I guess probably just that. Probably just bring in Glass Casket instead of Flaxen Intruder to take out Edgewall Innkeeper. Well, that was not good. No, that wasn't the reason that we played the deck, just to see the new card styles. Yep. Just mulliganed, basically.
Revel with your king, wild and soft. One bite, and all your cares are gone.
And now we're just going to draw all lands. Since turn 1 there.
You're too close-minded.
Just drawing land. Alright, so Oko. So we're 4 for 4 with playing Okos. Also, this is going to be our last match here with this deck, just because these games just take so long. Yeah, we're already 2 hours in for this deck. And just to be able to have time for the other decks and everything, I'm playing 4 matches, not 5 matches with the decks. So this is our last match. So we're 4 for 4 against Oko. No, I'm not going to sacrifice the intruder to try to destroy their food that they could just sacrifice.
Power surges through these lands. Rise, my elemental friend.
We're drawing absolutely terribly, of course.
I am in need of rest.
Every draw step has been land.
I protect that
And we're
which
playing
cannot
20
protect
total
itself.
lands.
Behold,
20.
Nature's true power.
So yeah, I don't know exactly what we're going to do about this Nissa. I guess not much. I guess.
The land fights for us.
Land number 8. 8 of our 20 lands. Nope. No luck. No luck. It's kind of been a theme. We've lost a good amount of games so far. That's like our third game loss of just having so many lands like that. I'll have to say that I do like this deck that we're playing. Like after since with playing the games, I've been more impressed with the deck than I kind of expected to be, honestly. I like how this deck plays. You have giant killers in your Azorius control list because of huge haste creatures. It's possible. Yeah, like that's okay, but I don't like that it doesn't get rid of... I don't like that it doesn't deal with Wicked Wolf. I feel like if you want something for large creatures in your Azorius list, you probably want... Oh my gosh, I meant to play this. Sorry, I was just talking. You probably want something with... it's no big deal. Still have the love struck. It's same thing. It's no big deal. You probably want something to exile. You need to exile. When you're playing March of the Multitudes, you never want to trade creatures. Do not try to trade creatures when you're playing March of the Multitudes. Fairy Godmother on Lovestruck Beast can be really important to kill Planeswalkers. But I think this is better for us with having... Like, we're not winning a long game. And so I think just doing this, giving us a little bit more before we start March of the Multitudes next turn. Makes my opponent be a little defensive. So they're not, they're not attacking here. All right, 4. So now, so March is just 7. And I guess that's what we're playing up next. Hunts. Sultai food, I guess it would be called that. I don't like the food description myself. The Lovestruck Masterpiece, or the Lovestruck version is on Arena, but it's not. You have to like do something special for it. It's not just like purchasable in the store. I don't know exactly what you have to do. So 4, so 7. All right, all we gotta do is draw land here. Come on, deck. You like drawing lands for us? Let's draw a land. We got Deceiver Etchark. We need Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin! Alright. Got the combo kill. And we're going to game 3. Okay, game 3. Anything different? Nope. Here we go. Yeah, the problem with playing, I could have marched on my, you're right, I could have marched on my turn and then played Luxodon also, because, like, march for 7. But the problem with that is if they do have something like, if they do have a sweeper, then I just open myself up completely to a sweeper. Man, I want to play Edgewall Innkeeper here. I really want to play Innkeeper. And then next turn go Intruder, Giant Killer, draw 2. I'm going to do it. Yay. Alright, so they probably have Wicked Wolf to kill Innkeeper. But maybe they don't.
Walk with me, sing with me. I will. It's not poisoned. Trust me. So it's a game you're interested in.
No, I would not. No, I don't think you sacrifice this thing to kill a food token. I wouldn't really recommend doing that. Wow. Killing the giant killer. Okay. I'll take that.
I grace you with my lack of presence.
I'll get Oko out of here. That's fine with me. That is just fine with me. Okay. So we're going to make another 1/1. Do this thing. Keep that. I could keep the Innkeeper as a 1/1. I have a lot of options here. I'm pretty sure we need a Conclave Tribunal, the Paradise Druid. I guess Flourish doesn't really work with this Lovestruck Beast. Alright, cool. So it's holding up, like the Giant Killer on their 5/5 at end step, or, or save something, or, like we had options there. And then, obviously starting the next turn, like if they don't do anything, I Giant Killer the 5/5, we attack with all this stuff. But I guess I couldn't really Flourish and then attack, because then it wouldn't really work with the Lovestruck Beast with the Flourish. Maybe I would have had to bounce the the 3/3 and turn it into a 1/1. Okay, so 2 and 2. Not bad. Honestly, the deck felt really powerful. Honestly, I was really happy with our deck here. Yeah, all 4 of our opponents were all Oko. We played against 3 Sultai and 1 Teamer. So yeah, went 2 and 2 against the Oko decks, and honestly, it was like our losses were because of Massacre Girl. Like one match, our opponent played 6 Massacre Girls in the 3 games, and we would have won the match if it wasn't for the 6th Massacre Girl. Like even game 3 was kind of crazy. Like played 2 Massacre Girls, and we fought through, and we were still, very far ahead, killing our opponent, but they top deck Hydroid Krasis that draws a lot of cards, that then hit a Massacre Girl to wipe my board, and a Nissa, and another Krasis, and so we lost. But yeah, I'd have to say I like this deck quite a bit. It feels like this is probably a pretty good best of 1 deck also, as I basically never sideboarded. The only sideboarding I ever did was taking out 2 Flaxen Intruders for just a couple of these random cards. Yeah, so I basically never sideboarded. I'd have to say that I was really impressed with Shepherd of the Flock. Moving forward, honestly, I would want I would want another one of these Shepherd of the Flocks. I was really impressed by that card. I would play 2 Flaxen Intruder and 4 Shepherds. Sideboard, I don't know exactly what we want to do. I don't know, like, all those cards are like reasonable sideboard cards that we have over there, all 15 of those. But it feels like maybe we don't need them all. Like, so the reason why we have like the Gideons and the Questing Beasts are both very good against decks with sweepers, right? And Questing Beast in particular is awesome against Field of the Dead, but Field of the Dead's gone. So honestly, like, Questing Beast maybe should be changed because Field of the Dead is gone. Or at least, you know, maybe we don't play 4 of those. But that's why, you know, like these, you know, so like these cards, these 6 are like really for like decks with sweepers. Caskets are really against like the Rakdos aggro decks. Kind of same with Devout Decrees, or, you know, like some aggro matchups. Glass Casket's good against other Innkeeper decks. You know, so like those are all decks we didn't play. Knight of Autumn, of course, against artifacts and enchantments. You know, really we're looking at like Fires of Invention's a big one. So like these are all decks that we didn't play against. Like that's what our sideboard's for. Our main deck is for the Oko decks. That's why we didn't really do any sideboarding. So why no Tristani or Formation? Because those cards are like Tristani, like being at 5 mana is just pretty expensive. Like those cards are really bad to have in your opening hand. I guess that's the best way to put it. They're cards that make your opening hand look a lot worse, and they're great cards to top deck later on in the game. You know, like after you have everything else, they're really good to top deck. But this deck's all about the early turns, getting ahead, and all that kind of stuff. And I basically don't want those cards over the rest of the stuff that we have in here. Venerate Luxodon also pumps the team, but is a lot cheaper. Tristani does make your Lovestruck Beast really bad, you know, because you can never have 1/1s with Tristani in play, so it makes Lovestruck Beast pretty bad there. But you need like all the adventure stuff with Innkeeper. Like that's like the main thing, the engine of the deck is Innkeeper and the adventure cards. And then, you know, you have like the Luxodons and Marches. The Marches are already a card that you don't really like in your opener. Yeah, I was satisfied without having those cards here. Okay, so there we go. So that's Selesnya Adventure. All right, so if you're watching the video later on YouTube, I hope you hit the like button and leave a comment. I would appreciate those. And also, I hope you check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/ToddStevensMTG. There's going to be a link down below, and I'll put a link here in chat. I am going to be putting up, I'm going to be doing written content and sideboard guides, and these 3 decks that I'm playing today, Selesnya Adventure, Sultai Midrange, and Azorius Control, I'm going to be making sideboard guides for these decks tomorrow. So if you like these decks, you know, we're trying some anti-Oko decks here in Mythic today, and so I'm going to be putting up sideboard guides over on the Patreon side. So if you're enjoying all the videos and everything and want to help support my content, I'd really appreciate if you check out Patreon over there. But that's it here for Selesnya Adventures. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.